everybody, welcome to your weekly MRC track guide here from the Temple of Speed in Monza. We're going to give you a quick fast lap followed by some guidance. So we're on board with Mr. Bailey. We are coming down the start finish straight. The DRS is wide open out of the Parabolico, 215 miles an hour. Now then, spot your braking point. About 120 metres is your point. Second gear. You don't want to take too much curb through there. Get the car straightened up the exit 2 to get the best possible traction. Now then, full throttle, middle of the track, taking the inside line through Curva Grande, shortening the track length as much as possible, and spot your brake point after the barrier here, just before the 100 metre board. Third gear, take as much curb as you can, nicely, very tight on the exit. Up to fourth gear, then we've got the Lesmo corners, easy to understeer through here. Fifth gear for the first part, don't want to run too wide. Then about the 50 metre board, just shy, using the camber of the corner, and DRS wide open down the next straight and curve of the Seraglio before we come to the Scarlet chicane, spot the braking point, roughly 100 metres. Fifth gear, taking as much of that inside curve as possible, and then trying to avoid the other curve. Don't want to run too wide as well through the exit, because you can validate. We wish you had the DRS down here, but we have now set ourselves up about the 50 metres before Parabolica to too much of the grass, but that's not a problem here. Let the car run wide, short run towards the line. The DRS is not really applicable here, but there we are, across the line. Mr. Bailey. Good lap.
So, yeah.
Keen, but no, let's, of course, so that was a really fast lap through here. It's very fast and furious, isn't it, at high speeds, but of course, the braking points here are absolutely crucial, aren't they?
Very much so. So, as you touched on, turn one in particular, obviously as you run down here in the race, pray to the gods of motorsport that the brake boards here are available. So here we are, turn one. Pit exit is on your right hand side. You've got the 150, 100 and then the 50 metre boards. With DRS and light fuel qualifying mode, you will be looking, as Mark said, roughly 120 metres. So somewhere just over halfway between the 150 and the 100 metre boards, as you can see ahead. However, in race trim, heavy fuel, potentially a bit of tyre wear, and slightly reduced stopping distances, don't be afraid to bring that slightly closer to this 150 board here.
Yeah,
now,
it's sorry to interrupt, because it's one of those that you're right. It's easier and better and safer to brake that little bit earlier, because you brake that touch late. It's just a one-stop for going straight on here, isn't it?
Indeed. Now the track here has been widened over recent years. As you can see, it is a tight corner, and as Mark has said, you're coming into this corner from 215 plus miles an hour in the race and in qualifying. So it is very important to keep as wide as you can upon the entry, as always. Take this inside curb here. As you can see, the curb is quite serrated, quite large, and there's a small sausage inside. So take plenty of it, but don't go over that curbing. It allows you to take the widest line possible for the second part, which then in turn that gives you the best possible line on the exit to straighten the car and get the throttle down. So you leave that corner in second gear, into third, and then fourth very quickly to maximise traction. Curva Grande is easy flat. You'll be up to 8th gear by this point. Now then, turn 4, this is the Della Roggier chicane. Now then, if you look just after this black box here, there's the 100 metre board just ahead of you. Just before it, as the barrier sticks out by the Aramco sign on the right, you've got this little patch of tarmac, which at 200 mile an hour is very difficult to see. But if you know it's there and you look out for it, you can spot it. This is my recommendation for where to brake for turn 4. Brake from, again, you're doing 200 mile an hour in 8th gear. Brake hard, keep as tight to the right hand side, but do not touch that grass, you will regret it. Into the first part of this two-part chicane, take plenty of that first curb, it will open up the second part for you. Third gear, into fourth for turn 5 to short shift. Take the exit curb, don't go over it because the gravel will bring you into the wall. And then look for these boards on the left hand side. So that 50 metre board, that is your best friend for this corner. It is your only braking reference you're going to get. As you can see, there is nothing else around. No curb, no black light box, no change in barrier, no markings on the ground, nothing for you to spot the braking point. So that 50 metre board, just after it, around here, is around 30 metres. Turn in, down to 5th gear, keep it nice and tight, don't go over the curb. and then let the car lazily come out wide and take plenty of this exit curb to carry the speed. Just like the first Lesmo, look for that 50 metre board. This time we're going to brake bang on the 50. You're going from 6th gear down to 5th, and then as you approach Lesmo, throw it in, use the camber and the curb, and then let the car again lazily run out wide. It's surprisingly grippy on that Astro, and then get the DRS open as fast and smoothly as you can. This again, flat easy corner, don't go over the curb but keep nice and close to it for the best run. And then as we head under the banking, down towards Ascari, look for the 100 metre board again. So there's a black box on the right hand side, as you can see here. That's your get ready warning, because this 100 metre board, if it does go missing in the race, you've got one just up high, which will save you if you do need a brake reference. Brake at the 100 metre board, get down to 6th gear and then 5th. Get off the throttle early and let the car coast. Takes all of that inside curb. Don't straddle this curb here, just clip it, no more. And then take a late turn in for this final part of the Ascari. Short shift and then straddle here. Don't cross this line. If you do, you will invalidate. And then from here, flat out, full beans, 200 mile an hour into 8th gear for for Parabolica, the final corner, a parabolic curve. So you've got the black board, there's a black box here, and then this AstroTurf section with the 100 metre board halfway into it. You want to brake just at the end of the Astro here. This here is roughly where you want to be braking. In qualifying you can go slightly deeper, but in the race this is bang on perfect for you. Again, stay as wide as you can. Because of how low downforce you're running, you need to stay as wide as possible for every corner. Throw the car in, get up to 5th and then stay in 5th into 6th gear. Let the car run out wide. This Astro here will help keep the car in check. When you get to that curb, bring the car back to the right, straddle this white line, and over the line you go. DRS back open. Stay on this main straight, central if you can. Again, this pit exit line here is perfect. And then as you get to the corner, move to the left. The reason being is it's slightly less bumpy. The main straight is somewhere where you're going to really abuse that battery. I don't know about you, Mark, but I tend to be quite heavy on my battery. The main straight is somewhere where you will want to use it. Don't use all of it, because if you have DRS there, you won't gain as much as you will in other places. For example, right here, out of turn 1 and 2, towards turn 3 and 4, 5. This is a great place to use it, because people might have abused their battery in the main straight. You can get them back here. So, it's such a heavy brake zone here. You can throw and move up the inside. If you brake in time and make that apex, as you can see here, there's 2 cars whipped, so you can go through the chicane. And again, you might want to have a look into Lesmo. I would not recommend a move here. But if someone does have a moment on the exit chicane, you can go for it. Another place where you'd be tempted to go for ERS use will be here out of Lesmo 2. But again, you have the DRS, it's not the most efficient place. And people, even with DRS, will be less likely to go for a move here because the main straight is coming. What I would recommend, again, similar to out of the run on turn 2 down to turn 3 and 4 and 5, is out of Ascari using plenty of battery here, either to get into DRS or prepare yourself a bit of a buffer if you're defending from someone with DRS. Or maybe even make a cheeky move if you're in a train. So this is a perfect place to use the ERS. What I'm basically trying to hint at here is use the ERS in places where you're not using DRS.
Difficult one. It's also a difficult one to recharge. Not many heavy braking points as well here, folks. And just before we do finish, just one more little point for us all, isn't it?
Yes. So we're just going to rewind here for you all. So the pit entry is a common issue here at Monza. You're coming in so hot from this final corner. Usually it's a late dive, as you can see here. We are on the exit of Parabolica. You see the exit curbing here, which is where I recommend you start to migrate to the right. If in a race situation you're going to pit, you're going to be at full beans, likely on worn tyres. It's going to be easy to lock up and go into the pits too fast. So what I recommend, at the end of the curve, and there you go, if I can stop before the pit entry from braking at the end of the curve, and we'll just watch that back here. So see that end of the curve here on your left? This is where you want to brake. If you can brake from here and stop before the pit entry line, as we are just demonstrating here, with no trouble at all, no lockup either, so that's not even heavy braking, then you will have no problem at all getting the pit limiter active and getting into the pit lane with no penalties, no issue, no 10 seconds issue to your time in your pit stop. So that is what I recommend. You can brake later if you dare, but obviously you then run the risk of getting a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. As you can see, 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles an hour. Okay, so
Absolutely. Yep.
thank you
Thank you
everyone.
very much. Yep. Thank you, Chris. A brilliant bit of help and tips there for everybody. So that is us for this evening, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back very, very soon. But until then, folks, have a lovely week or weekend. We'll see you soon. Good night.